Hey guys, welcome back to Endeavor. We are going to take a look at a mid-range idea when I'm on my back and I have a standing attacker. Now, oftentimes in most self-defense programs, the first thing you're introduced to, and we've done a video on this, is this idea of like my side sitting position, my side position, the kicks I can do from here, and then my back position here. And then magically, we either are back up to our feet in the fight or he's already in side controller mount, right? Well, there's another range, there's another perspective and a place that we should get comfortable fighting from. And that is if he gets past my feet, right? And keeping him from getting past my knees, right? And that's the big thing. So if he's clear past my feet, we've got good solid positions we can work from. If he's past my knees, I'm most likely looking for takedowns and getting into ground fighting. So when he's past my feet, but not past my knees just yet, that's when we want to really start looking at this, and that's going to be the perspective we get into, right? So if we look at this and give you guys a really good angle to look, as he gets here, if I have my feet up or if I left him down and he pushes them down, one thing we like to look at is this elbow and knee relationship in fighting. This is good for keeping somebody out of a good, comfortable side control and creating a frame and all that other kind of fun stuff. From a fighting perspective, I can block really well here, and I start to create a connection where I can set up some things. Now, we are pulling this from jiu-jitsu, however, it's a practical position to find myself in. So he's got my legs down. As he goes to come around, I want to start looking at getting a hold of his legs, whichever way I can. So far side leg, near side leg, whatever that is, and I want to start using my shins to control. Now, whether I end up hooking in like an X on one leg, whether he's stepping around and I get a foot into here, whether I'm pushing on one hip and pulling, that's going to be all from different perspective, different situations, different settings. What's happening is what you'll notice is by this knee and elbow relationship, as he starts to work his way around, I'm setting myself up to easily transfer and get a connection somewhere that I can then create more space. Even in a moment like that, where I back him up just enough where maybe I can get back to my range for kicking. So the idea is really simple. If he just kind of steps himself in, we're looking to get hooks, right? So my foot hooks and pulls super tight. If you've done any jiu-jitsu at this point, this is a common concept and idea to create this hook here. So I'm creating a hook. When I have my hook, I'm using my foot to pull, I'm using my shin to be able to push, right? And so I have a decent amount of control there. If I can get shin control and actually get a hold of his ankle or his heel in some form, then I have a decent amount of control on this leg, right? Now my other leg, depending on where he's at and what I'm comfortable with, can be hooked inside the far side leg, starting to split his stance. It can be pushing on the hip. It can come up and start to strike and kick into the chest and the body, whatever the hell I want. But what I'm doing is I'm taking away a lot of his ability to get clear around me, get into a comfortable ground fighting position, and to also interrupt his ability to strike pretty well. So if I am here, if you've done any jiu-jitsu, you've seen different types of like takedowns and imbalances and things I can do here. But what I'm doing is I'm keeping him from getting around me and I'm creating my space so I can get to strike. While he's starting to deal with my legs and I'm basing him up, now I've got these basic concepts and I can start to free that position up again. So to boil this down, a lot going on here, right? To boil this down, if he gets past my feet, hasn't gotten past my knees yet, then I'm looking again, elbow to knee relationship. He's starting to get to my side. I want to start to engage. Notice this one's hooked to the inside and I'm going into here, right? I can use this to start creating pressure on his leg. Even just straightening out that leg causes him to shift his balance and go back, right? Again, I can get other feet in. I can use this foot to push. I can start to grate this one inside. I can start to work through here. And what I'm doing is locking this foot into place, making it hard for him to balance, making it harder for him to get moving inside. And then again, there's takedowns from here, kicks, sweeps. What I'm doing is addressing this section. He's past my feet. He hasn't gotten past my knees just yet. So I've got my strikes. I've got takedowns from here. I've got sweeps. I can use opportunities to move into other things, right? Now, you might be thinking, dude, you're going to get fucked up. Gloves, right? So we get this a lot. So this is one of the sparring games that we'll play sometimes to practice this. Now, you should take time, practice the techniques and the movements, having your legs hooked inside, covering your head, holding onto the heel, learning how to base and put people out here. When you want to put this a little bit to the challenge, we're going to go 40, 50% speed. And the idea is pretty simple. He starts behind or in front of my feet, and he's trying to hit me in the head, right? And I'm using these positions to make it as uncomfortable as possible for him to get to a position to actually work with. okay? And that's it. It's very, very, very simple. Very simple drill, right? Simple concept and technique when you actually put a little bit of time and reps into it. So I'm using that heel control, I'm using shin pressure, I'm using the hook to get that little piece of the puzzle, that little mix, past the feet, not past the knees just yet. Hold that position off, and then I can create space one way or the other. Whether I take them down or just get them to back up, and then can use all the other tools that I've had before. So fun little piece of the puzzle that, let's just say I don't see as often as I'd like to see, right? So add that into your mix, have a little bit of fun, and we'll see you guys next time.